So you've murdered Captain Vor. Great job. This definitely is an occasion to start dancing and, just have some fun. You're finally free of his Ascaris, and mommy, god dang it, Ortis, not now. You see, this is a problem you're probably going to encounter quite a lot. Whilst you're in the middle of dancing, Ortis is just gonna start talking all over the place. Now that you've been interrupted by an Ortis around 23 million times, you've assassinated Captain Vor. Well, Mommy Lotus decided, alright, you're on your own now. Now what? Well, don't even worry, because I shall do my best to teach you about Earth. So, what are we going to learn about Earth? Well, we're going to learn about the mission types you can find there. Once we do that, I'll teach you about junctions, some basic farming for this current little spot that we're at here, and then we'll also, explain some master rank stuff. So, without further ado, let's just pop right on into it. Now, on Earth, you'll find a variety of missions. 3 of them are off limits to you at the moment. So this one, and this one. Those 3, can't play them just yet. So, you'll find extermination, excavation, interception, defense, mobile defense, spy, capture, and rescue. Its own unique sabotage, the assassination mission, which is locked until mastery rank 5, 2 dark sectors, one which is blocked by the mastery rank 5 node, and an Arcwing mobile defense, which is locked. I'll explain Arcwing much later on. Now, the last type of things you'll run into is the free roam mission and the hub that you find there. So, first up, I'll go ahead and explain extermination missions. Extermination missions are quite simple. In fact, let's just pop on into one. Now, first mission type, we have extermination. It's pretty straightforward. You hop in, Mommy Lotus will say something,
There is a large Grenier Marine station here. Leave no one standing.
and yeah, there you go. You kill the number of enemies that she tells you to, and then you pop on out to extraction. Really easy. Okay, so the next type of mission you'll run into is, well, you won't run into it, but the next mission type I'll explain is excavation. Now, excavation is one of the first few endless mission types that you'll be introduced to. Now, when I say endless, I don't mean like you get in, you can't leave, you're stuck there for eternity. What I mean is you have to do a set number of tasks before you can extract, or you can continue to stay and do that as long as you want. So, excavation, I'll go ahead and show you. You are required to complete at least 1 extractor. Now, the first extractor you're given, you have to successfully defend, or the mission will end in failure. So, the way that you defend it is quite simple. You go to the spot where it is, and it'll start off with 20% power. Now, these enemies drop power cells. So, you kill 4 of them, take the power cells over, it'll be full, and yeah. After you finish this one, you can leave or you can choose to stay. So, I'm just going to complete this one, we'll head out, and I think that's excavation. Alright, so the third mission type we'll cover is interception. Now, I'm not going to do like I did with extermination and excavation. I personally hate interception missions. I don't like them. But it's an endless mission that requires you to capture and keep hold of 4 radio beacons, or if you let's say you have 40% and whatever faction you're fighting only has 20. As long as you keep 2, you'll be fine. Now, if you feel that you can't do it alone, well, you can hop on down into recruitment chat, say that you need help with it, or another thing you can do, you can pop through here, switch your matchmaking to public, and go to your mission that you're struggling with. Alright. So now, for sake of time, I am not going to do this one either. So the third and final endless mission type you'll find on Earth is defense. Now, we'll cover the others you find along the star chart later, but for Earth, the 2 that are here, you defend a cryopod. Now, enemies will come in waves. It progressively gets harder. Now, every 5 waves you get a random reward, whether that be a mod, a relic, you know. And also, every 5 waves you'll get the choice to either continue your fight, or you can extract now. So, you can do this as long as you want. Like I said, it is an endless type, but if you choose to continue the fight, you've got to brave 5 waves before you get a chance to leave again. Okay, so the next mission type we'll go ahead and cover is mobile defense. So, you spawn in, you get this data key.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network.
Thank you, Mommy
Be
Lotus.
prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
So, as she said, you'll go to the 3 little terminals.
There's a terminal. Get
As you
me
can
in
see,
and get ready to defend.
you put that in there, and you stay here until, you know,
This will take a moment.
until she finishes hacking. Now, you do this for the 3 terminals. Now, should one of them get destroyed, the mission will fail. So, I recommend taking good care of this little boy here. Now, failing a mission doesn't penalize you, and just you have to restart it. But it's not gonna be like, oh, you failed a mission, now you're you lose like, you lose 250 quintillion credits. So, you can fail missions, that's okay, nobody's perfect. Trust me, I failed missions.
Terminal hacked.
So,
Moving.
after each one, the data mass will
Access
drop,
to a terminal.
and
Find one and
you go through again with the other ones. Alright, so before we get into the next mission type, something my small brain forgot to say was sometimes in mobile defense missions, Mommy Lotus will just be like, change of plans, actually I want you to murder everybody in sight. And so, yeah. Now, next mission type, you saw me do last episode as an example. So, it's spy missions. Now, for, lack of time, because I'm constrained to 60 minutes, I will only explain this one. So, spy missions are pretty straightforward. They require you to use stealth in order to hack data vaults. Now, you need to at least hack one console. If you manage to lose all 3 data point thingamabobbers, well, mission will be failed. But if you get one, Mommy Lotus will be like, I suppose that's enough. Now, if you were like me when I first started and you're not very good at the sneaky sneaks, and you set off the alarms every single time but you still get all of the data, Mommy Lotus will say, alright, so you set off all the alarms, you gotta kill everyone so that way nobody knows what happened here.
Were you visualizing a bloody battle? Me too.
Okay, now before going into the next mission type, I'm gonna teach you something absolutely amazing. Go down to options. You switch on down to audio. You go down to Ortis. You see his volume is at 50. You switch that to 0. And that's how you deal with a misbehaving Ortis. Okay. Now, the next type is capture missions. Capture missions are pretty straightforward.
We're here to find our target and get them to the extraction point. Happy hunting.
You are tasked with coming in
Located.
and capturing a target. Now, you walk up to them, bingo bango, capture them, and then you can leave. Don't worry about what I just now did. That's a topic for a much later video. Alright, so before we go on to the next mission type, my small brain forgot another thing to mention. If you knock down the capture target and you take too long to actually walk over, interact with him, and capture him, he will die and the mission will end in failure. That's another thing I wanted to show you. To show that I am not a perfect person, we'll head on down to stats. Where would I find this? Here. Missions complete, missions failed, missions quit. I have failed almost 100 missions. And, well, I mean, happens. I'm not a perfect person, so, you know, it's okay to fail missions. It doesn't penalize you or anything. It's just something that happens. Now, the next mission type, to save time, you also saw me do this to show an example of what the first quest it might have you do to rescue Darvo. So, obviously it's rescue, so, pretty straightforward. You get in, you get to the hostage holding area, you sneak your way through past the wardens, and you rescue the hostage. Now, typically it'll be 3 different things that you'll have to hack in order to find the hostage. You won't always find it in the first one, but it happens. People do get lucky. So, should you be seen by a warden, the alarms will be triggered and an execution timer will pop up. You'll have a little bit of time to save the hostage before, well, the mission fails. Now, another thing, if your hostage gets downed, you can go over, revive them. So, you don't have to worry about them dying. They can get knocked once. So, it's best to just get in, rescue them, and then just speed your way to the extraction point as fast as you possibly can. Now, Earth has its own unique sabotage mission. For sake of time, I also will not do this one. But instead of being like, go in, destroy something, it's... So, you go in, you need to destroy a toxin mixer. After then, you'll have to go to a toxin injector and defend it until it overheats, and then you can head on down to extraction. It's not a very difficult mission at all. It's fairly simple, and yeah. So, there, as I said earlier, there's the 3 missions that you can't get to. Arcwing is a... Oh, that's a whole topic in and of itself. The assassination mission on Earth is locked until you reach Mastery Rank 5, and for good reason. And the Dark Sector that's after that, well, obviously once you reach Mastery Rank 5, you can get to that Dark Sector. Now, speaking of Dark Sectors, let me go ahead and explain them. Dark Sectors are, they're nodes. If you look above my cursor now, Koba, you'll see it's a normal node, but it has a special looking thing. Now, every Dark Sector is going to be an endless mission type. So we've got defense and excavation. So now another thing about them is they have increased resource drops. So as you can see here, it adds 15% to resource drop chances. and it adds affinity, so 12% from kills and an additional 8% from melee. So if you use melee here, you get an additional 20% affinity, and yeah, same with this. Alright, so that's dark sectors. Now the last thing we have is Cetus and the plains of Eidolon. Now if you hover over Cetus, you'll see it says time of day. Trust me, that is a very important thing that we'll talk about in a second. So Cetus is the first of 3 free roam hubs, so I'll go ahead and show you. You see, shows up like this. Doesn't matter which one you go to. So I'll go ahead and head into Cetus 5, and I'll just, kind of take you around and show you some stuff about it. So Cetus is run by the Ostron people. Now, the Ostrons are one of the first syndicates that you can actually gain standing with. Now, standing it can be gained by mining, fishing, capturing animals, or completing bounties. I'll go ahead and show you how you gain the materials to do said things. So, in order to go out mining, you'll need to go talk to Old Man Sumbat. So we'll skip over High Look for now. Here he is. This is Old. So what you do, you talk to him, browse wares, and he'll sell you these. Now, for fishing, you talk to Fisher High Look. You browse wares, and you buy her fishing spears. Now, let's see, for capturing animals, I don't quite remember if this guy actually sells the things needed. Guess we're finding out together, huh?
My master and I would conduct a yearly cull to keep the Eidolon more in balance. After the trigger, that was no longer necessary.
Huh. Alright. So, capturing animals is a bit later on. No, we're not going to talk about him, and we're not going to talk about her. Now, this right here, this is Konzu. He will give you bounties. Now, bounties are something you can complete. As you see, upon completion, this one will give 1,470 standing. Now, there's a set number of standing that you can get per day. Like for me, my maximum is 22,000. So we'll go ahead and go out to the plains of Eidolon, and I'll show you some stuff. That probably sounded terrible. Now, I will say this: if it is nighttime on the plains of Eidolon, do not under any circumstances go. Even if you have mining equipment, even if you have fishing equipment, do not go to the plains at night. Trust me, it'll be one of the worst mistakes you make ever. Now, at night, there are some enemies that spawn in. Eidolon Vomvalists and Eidolon Terrorists. At the point that you'll be at, you will be unable to kill them. And it's just really frustrating. Alright, now that we've covered all the missions and stuff, we get to go over one of the fun parts. So, as you can see, the star chart is quite expansive. And to go from planet to planet, you have to do junctions. Now, every junction will have its, prerequisites before you can actually do them. For instance, the Venus junction, which is the next one you will do, you have to complete Vor's Prize. You have to collect mods. You have to apply mods. And you have to upgrade any mod to rank 2. Now, upon doing so, you get credits, the Furious Blueprint, you get some other things. Now, completing the junction will unlock the first mission of the next planet you're going to. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what this junction will look like. Now, I will not lie. junctions are really, really, really difficult, and you have to do them solo. You can't have people come in and help you. So, get in, this is what you're greeted with. You see him, he's sitting over there. He's just vibing. You know, it tells you what you need. Oh boy. So you choose to confront him. Ah, dang it, he did the thing. Uh-huh. See, even now, I'm getting the crap beat out of me. Jesus. Alright, so you do that. Bada boom, bada bang. Trust me, it's not going to be that easy, like, at all. You will struggle. I know you will. In fact, I think it took me around... to be safe, I'll say it took me about 15 attempts to actually complete this junction. And they only get harder from there. Now, if you do struggle, I don't... You know, you're not being judged. They are difficult. But never give up. Persevere. I believe that you can do it. All you gotta do is believe in yourself. So now that we've covered up these beautiful little junctions, we're gonna go on to some kind of basic farming. So, a little fun thing you can do when you go into navigation. You can push L3, and then you'll see... Oh, speaking of which, you actually do that. So, you'll see the little deploy extractor thing. You probably won't have them, but it shows you the resources that drop there, not counting what drops in free roam. So, what you'll find here is ferrite, rubido, neurodes, and detonite injectors. No, ampules. Injectors are a different thing. Now, at this point, since we're so early on in the game, my best tip is to play endless missions. Now, if you want to try Earth's here defense, pop into a public, you know, bam, bam, do that, head on into Koba, you know, just stay there as long as you and your crew can, and you know, you should get a decent amount of resources from it. Now, for the final topic, affinity, mastery rank, and tests. Now, mastery rank tests can only be attempted once per day. So let's say you get mastery rank 1, you do the test, and then, you know, later on in that day you get to mastery rank 2. You can't do mastery rank 2's test in the same day, but you can infinitely practice the mastery rank tests in a relay. So let's head on down to the Shredder relay so I can show you how this works. Now, relays are a place where you can talk to syndicates at, I believe, mastery rank 3. So the first few mastery rank tests aren't very difficult at all. They're quite simple. So mastery rank 1 and 2's tests are similar as well. Mastery rank 1's test requires you to kill a certain number of enemies within a certain amount of time, but you are limited to just your primary weapon. Mastery rank 2 is the exact same, but you're only limited to your secondary weapon. So, let me go ahead and show you how you go to practice them. This is the convoluted way. You can also just practice it when it tells you to, but I'm not even remotely close to mastery rank 19, so I can't show you that little thing. So, the way that you would practice it, you come into your Shredder relay, and you come back here. Now, you go through here, and you'll want to take the elevator up. Now, the person you want to talk to is Cephalon Samaras. He's in this room. You don't have to talk to him. In fact, just go right through here. This is Mastery Rank 1's test, and this is Mastery Rank 2. Now, just to show you what this is like, I'll do Mastery Rank 1 and explain, you know, how one actually ranks up. So, I'm just gonna have to explain this in fairly simple terms, as this is a whole video, like, on its own.
Prove yourself with your primary weapon.
Yeah. See? This is Master Rank 1's test.
I believe you can handle more.
Now, the way that you rank your mastery up is by ranking weapons and frames. I'll explain this way more in depth in a different video, but for now,
Excellent.
I'll just leave it as frames and weapons. So, every weapon and every frame will give you a total of 3,000 affinity at max rank, which is rank 30. So every rank gives 100 affinity. So, and let's say you need 30,000 to get to your next mastery rank, then you need to max 10 weapons and or frames. So,
Another job.
again, as I said, in a later video, I'll go more in depth about ranking things and how affinity works, but not in the next one. The next video, I'll go over, Venus, farming the parts for a new frame, and, anything I feel I should cover about the next segment that you'll be going through. Venus is quite different from Earth. And there's many different challenges to overcome there. But yeah, so that's about it for this video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And, well, peace out.